guys, I'm going to Keith Townsend from the CTOadvisor.com. I'm joined by Demetrius Marlboro, TME for Rubrik Inc. Rubrik won Best of VMworld 2017 last year.
Yes.
I call it a metadata company. You know, backup is one of the features of what you guys do. You wrote a great blog post on Rubrik's blog about it that linked to one of my writings. But I don't want to talk about Rubrik as much as kind of your career journey.
Okay.
And we've talked about this kind of offline, and fascinating career journey. You went from a support engineer here at Rubrik, which Rubrik is very serious about support,
Yes.
to a technical marketing engineer role. And a lot of people want to make that jump, but have trouble getting there. Talk about how you got introduced to Rubrik and how you became a TME.
Cool. So obviously, it really, you have to take a step back and form a strategy, right?
Right.
So your career is not in the hands of some type of organization on the back end, right? So you have to take your own career in control and work out your own personal strategy, your own personal branding strategy.
So no one's just going to tap you on your shoulder and say, "Hey, you want to become a
Absolutely.
CTO?"
No one's going to do that for you. So what I mean is you have to build a personal branding strategy, and using social media, creating a podcast for yourself, connecting to individuals on LinkedIn, creating a group on LinkedIn, and with the objective to use that as a platform that can land you, within a company such as a Rubrik.
So, as I think about some of the big faces of Rubrik, we've had Rebecca Fitzhugh on.
Right.
I've spoken to Chris Wall in the community several times. When I see these folks at events, there's this thing that we like to call authenticity in the influencer community, where sure, you can do LinkedIn, you can do blogging, you can do the podcast, you can do these things.
Right.
But how do you get that authentic? You talk to Chris and you don't get he's just checking the boxes.
Correct.
Like, those are great things to do, but how do you do them effectively?
It's pretty simple. So you put yourself out there, right? So making sure you attend these events, making sure you sit down with individuals and you build that relationship, and just having a conversation with someone, just as we're doing here. And social media is just a springboard that will take you above and beyond a conversation that you're having with someone. So I just think it's really important to make sure, just as you said, that you do get out and do some networking, attend conferences, and have an agenda to just meet people, right?
So let's talk about a typical, a tactical, practical example of that on LinkedIn. You're pretty prolific on LinkedIn. How do you approach LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn it's a really different animal, right? So, and plus when Microsoft acquired them, things were a little different. But what I've learned is that if you are going to say something on LinkedIn and actually put some content out there, number one, make sure it's appealing to the eye, right? Always have a picture.
Okay.
That picture needs to be relevant to what you're going to talk about. It's not Facebook, so you're not sharing that type of information. And I see a lot of people complaining, hey, why are you posting that picture?
Right.
But making sure you have a picture that's relevant to what you're posting, and making sure that it is information that is worth sharing, and it's, kind of a sound bite of what you are promoting. In this case, it may be something regarding, one of Rubrik's many amazing features that we have. Or if I do something personal, I have to walk a fine line there, because LinkedIn is not, in my opinion, for personal gratification.
It's not Facebook. So
correct.
A couple of weeks ago, I celebrated my 20th anniversary.
I saw
Big
that.
milestone.
Congratulations.
Something to post. But you know what? I also went to Jamaica. So me shirtless on the beach, maybe not as good of an idea.
Well, maybe since I know you, and it was a sentimental moment.
Right.
It was appropriate, but I wouldn't do it. Right. I just think you're brave to do it.
Yeah, I did not put a topless picture of myself. I haven't worked out in quite some time.
Okay, all right.
So again, the journey, we promised kind of the journey from support engineer to TME.
Yes.
You built your brand
Right.
prior to submitting for the TME role. When you submitted for the TME role, how did that brand building help to get you the job as a TME?
Okay. So what I failed to mention as well is that there has to be internal networking.
Okay.
So within the organization, you have to, it's the same strategy that applies. So when you're within an organization like Rubrik, you have to network internally with the person at the top, including Bipple, all the way down to the janitor, right?
Okay.
Making sure you know names, making sure you understand where they're from, what they do, learn about the kids. So it's one-on-one networking.
So what I'm hearing consistently, and this is something that I learned when I was at PwC, is that this business is about relationships.
Absolutely.
Period. That the reason why I go to all the conferences is not necessarily because I like flying and because I like being in Vegas. It's face to face. I get to meet people like you. I get to talk to them. I get to learn their careers, their history, so that when you're one day in a role that either you need my help or I need your help, I can send a text or a phone call and I have access. So it's about your network.
Correct.
And about authenticity, because you just can't go out and meet people and like, oh, Demetrius, okay, I know you, I know you. There has to be some level of vulnerability.
That's correct. So making sure you build that relationship, it's not a one-time thing. You just don't talk to that person one time. Making sure you follow up with them. Make sure that you have a strategy to stay in touch and to figure out, okay, how can I interface with this person again? Right, and making sure that hey, I hadn't spoke to this person in XYZ amount of time, so I'm going to just reach out to see how they're doing. So that's very effective to make sure you build a relationships. People know your name, and you know their name.
So this is great practical advice for some of us engineers who struggle with kind of being human. We don't always get, like, some people may be watching and like, oh yeah, this is super easy. But no, it's for some of us, we struggle at being authentic and understanding the importance of people relationship, and these are just great practicals. Yeah. Demetrius, I appreciate you appearing on the CTO Dose. Okay. Where can people find the technical blog, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc.?
Sure. Let's see. On LinkedIn, you can find me at Backup and Recovery Pro, or just my name, Demetrius Malbrough. I have a 20,000 person group on LinkedIn, Backup and Recovery Professionals. On Twitter, at dmalbrough, or any blog on Rubrik.com. I have several blogs out there as well.
All right, and you can find me, of course, on Twitter at CTO Advisor. The website is ctodose.com, where you can find this in both audio and video format. Until the next CTO Dose, talk to you again.
Thank you for having me.